Hello students, welcome to our channel Simply Mathematical. In this video, let us solve the problem 4 and 5, okay, of exercise 6.5. So now let us look at the fourth problem. What it is, prove that the following functions do not have maxima or minima, right? Now there are three functions which are given to you. First one is what, fx equal to e raised to x, right? So let us look at this. Fx equal to e raised to x is given. That means this is an exponential function, okay? You know this function, okay? Now we have to prove that the function do not have maxima nor minima. So they are saying, show that the function doesn't have local maxima nor local minima, okay? So they are talking about local maxima and local minima here, alright? So if you look at what is the local maxima, local minima, then if you have a graph in this way, this already I have explained, but still I am explaining you for just a revision. Now this is the local maxima, right? Here you have the local minima, and again here you have the local maxima. So in these problems, what you do is only check whether the function has this local maxima, local minima. That is what you have to check is, does the function have a critical point, okay, that is C, okay, such that f prime of C is 0, okay. Here also, here suppose you have D, and here suppose there is E. So you have to check whether the function has the points of this type, right? These are what, the critical points, right? So you have to check whether the function has critical points, right? To check whether the function has local maxima or local minima. Now suppose the function doesn't have critical points, that means what, the function will not have local maxima, local minima, right? If you don't have these points only, how you can find the local maxima, local minima, okay? So now let us start with the first problem. Fx equal to e raised to x, okay? So what is given is fx equal to e raised to x. Now if you differentiate this function, that means you take f prime of x and put it equal to 0, right? This is the step that you do to find the critical points. So let us do that step. So f prime of x is equal to 0. That means what? Derivative of e raised to x is equal to 0. Okay, that means derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x only, which is equal to 0, right? Now this means what? If you look at the function, okay, which is e raised to x, so this is 1. You know that the function of e raised to x has graph like this, okay. The graph keeps on increasing when x increases, and the graph keeps on decreasing when x decreases, right? This is the origin, okay. So this is the graph of e raised to x. Now you see that the graph will not become 0 at any point, right? Here you see that it is very, very close to 0, but it never becomes 0, right? And here it keeps on increasing, right? Now when the function will become 0, when the y value will be 0, that is if the graph touches the x-axis, right? So you see that the graph doesn't touch the x-axis, but is very, very close to the x-axis. That means what, the function never becomes 0 okay, for any x, right? So this is not possible, okay, because the function doesn't become 0 at any x, so is not possible. So what it implies? No critical point, right? No critical point. And since you cannot find the critical points, that means there is no local maxima, local minima, okay, no local maxima nor local minima, okay. So that is the solution. Have you understood? Okay, so now let us go to the second. Second is gx equal to log x. So you have this function, okay. Now what you will do, you are given the function log x, so put g prime of x equal to 0, right? So that means what? Derivative of log x is equal to 0. So that means derivative of log x, you know, this is log base e, so this is the natural log. So derivative of natural log is what? 1 by x, okay, which is equal to 0, right? Now again, see, when this will become 0, when this will be infinity, right? X is infinity, but infinity is not a number. You cannot take x equal to infinity, okay. So this never becomes 0 actually, so this equation is not possible, okay. 1 by x cannot be equal to 0 for any x, okay. It is very very close to 0 but never 0, so this is not possible, okay. Just look at the graph of this. If x is the domain value and y is equal to 1 by x, okay, if you look at what 1, say, what you'll get? 1. If you look at 2, you'll get half. If you look at 100, what you'll get? 1 by 100, right? And now if you look at some values which are less than 1, so for example, if you have, say, half, what you'll get? 1 by half, which is reciprocal of half, that is 2. Then 1 by 100, if you take, you'll get 100, okay. So the graph of the function is how it is, like this. At half, suppose this is 1, okay, at half it is 2, then at 1 by 100, 1 by 100 is less than half, right? So here it will be somewhere, so the function increases, right? Okay, and suppose this is 1 here, okay, this I call it as half, or 2, this is, no, so yeah, this is, if it is 1, then at 1 it is 1, okay, at 2 it is half, so the function will be somewhat like this, okay. It never becomes 0, it never becomes 0, and it increases to infinity, so it will be very very close to 0 but never becomes 0, so this is not possible, right? So there is no critical point, okay. And so what? No local maxima nor local minima, okay. So that is the solution. Now if you look at the third, you have hx equal to x cube plus x square plus x plus 1. Okay, so what you have here, the function hx is given as x cube plus x square plus x plus 1. Okay, what you have to do, you have to put h prime x equal to 0, right? So h prime x means derivative of this, so derivative of hx equal to 0, right? So that means what, derivative of x cube plus x square plus x plus 1 equal to 0. Okay, now derivative of this is what, derivative of x cube is 3x square, then derivative of x square is 2x, and derivative of x is 1, which is equal to 0. Okay, now we have to factorize this, that is find the factors for this expression here, because this is a quadratic expression. You have to find the factors, right? That means you have to find the roots, that is the solution for x. Now this we cannot just do it by splitting the middle term. So what you have to look at is this formula, x equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a, if ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, right? So this formula you have to use. Okay, so x is what, minus b, so minus 2 plus or minus root of b square, so 2 square minus 4, okay, a, that is 3, c, that is 1, divided by 2 times 3, right? So x is equal to what, minus 2 plus or minus root of 2 square is 4, and 4 multiplied by 3 is 12, so minus 12 divided by 6. Okay, so what you are getting, it is minus 2 plus or minus root of 4 minus 12 is minus 8 divided by 6. Okay, and if you write it as this, minus 2 plus or minus root of minus 8 was there, that we can write it as minus 1 root 8 divided by 6. Okay, so this is equal to minus 2 plus or minus root of minus 1 is iota multiplied by root 8 divided by 6. Now this is a what, complex number, right? This is a complex number. Okay, we have found the values of x, you are getting a complex number, and since we are only looking for real numbers, right, critical points are only real numbers, all right, we don't want complex numbers. So this means there is no critical point. Okay, because we are looking for real numbers, and what you got is a complex number, so no critical point, and so therefore no local maxima nor local minima. Okay, so that was the third problem, which completes the fourth problem, right? Now let us go to the fifth. Fifth is what, fifth is find the absolute maximum value and the absolute minimum value of the following functions in the given intervals. Okay, so the first one is what, fx equal to x cube, x belongs to closed minus 2 comma 2 closed, what you have to do here is find the absolute maximum value and the absolute minimum value, right, in the given interval. So these are the given intervals. Now how to find this? To find the absolute maximum value and absolute minimum value, okay, see, suppose this is the graph of any function, right, in the problem, okay. So suppose this is fx. Now you can see that what you have the graph of the function, and local maximum, local minimum value are what? See, this is the local maximum value, this is the local minimum value, this is the local maximum value, again this is the local minimum value, right? Now but what we have to find is what? Absolute maximum value, okay, absolute. Now absolute means what? Absolute means, okay, absolute maximum values, for example, means what? The value which is greater than all the values of the function in the domain, okay. So fx is, say, less than or equal to f of c, okay, for all x in the interval which is given. I will take it as a comma b. So if this is a and if this is b here, okay, so if fx is less than or equal to fc, okay, for some c, right, in what? The interval, okay. Now if you look at this graph, what you find is this point, if I call it as c, okay, it should be in the interval, okay, it should be in the interval, right, okay. Then this value f of c is the absolute maximum, because you see that this is the greatest value of the function, right? If you look at the graph, this is the greatest value of the function, so this will be the absolute maximum. And here you see that this, yes, this should be in the interval, okay. So a, let us take it here, okay. So this value here, okay, suppose we call it as f of d, this value is the absolute minimum of the function. Now if you look at the graph of the function, you find that the absolute minimum value is here and absolute maximum value is here for this graph, okay. Now for example, if I have a graph in this way, say like this, okay, so this is the interval, okay. Now what you find is this is the local maximum, this is the local minimum, this is the local maximum, this is the local minimum, right, and this is the end value of the function, this is the starting value of the function, okay. Now what you find here, you find that the absolute minimum is what here? Absolute minimum means the value of the function which is less than every value of the function, okay, in the domain. So which is the least value of the function here? This, right? So this will be the absolute minimum value, okay. Now you see that the local maximum, local minimum value here, right, is also the absolute minimum value, okay. Have you understood? Local minimum value, this is the local minimum value, right, because the graph is turning here, it was decreasing, then from this point it increases. So this is the critical point. So, and this is the local minimum value, but still that value is absolute minimum value. Okay, so this also can happen. Okay, local maximum value or local minimum value can be the absolute maximum value or absolute minimum value respectively. Okay, have you understood? So what we have to do here is, for this problem 5, we have to find the values of the function at the critical points, okay, as well as on the end points of the given interval. Okay, we have to find the values of the function at the critical points, that is at these points, also at the end points, right? Okay, and then you select whichever is the greatest or the least value. So the first, you have fx equal to x cube, where x belongs to minus 2 comma 2. So you are given what? Fx equal to x cube, right? Now what is the first step? The method, the first part of the method is same. So put f prime of x equal to 0, right? Because we have to find the critical points. So that means what? Derivative of x cube is equal to 0, right? So this implies derivative of x cube is 3x square, which is equal to 0. Okay, now if we divide 3 on both sides, what we get? 3x square divided by 3 equal to 0 divided by 3. Okay, so that means 3 and 3 will get cancelled. You will get x square equal to 0, right? So that means x is equal to 0. Okay, if you take square root on both sides, right? Square root of x square is x and square root of 0 is 0. So here x equal to 0 is a critical point, right? Now what we have to do? See, now we don't have to find double derivatives, okay, of the function. Why? Because you have to only find the critical points and then find the value of the function at the critical point. We don't want the value to be what? Local maxima, local minima. Okay, we don't have to show that. We have to only find the absolute maximum and absolute minimum, right? So you have to find the value of the function directly at the critical point at f at 0. So that is what? 0 cube, which is 0. Okay, so this is the value at a critical point, that is x equal to 0. Now what we have to do is, we have to also check the value of the function at the end points. Okay, because the case this may also happen, right? Absolute minimum can be at the end points. So f of minus 2 you find out. So that is what? Minus 2 cube, which is minus 8, right? Now you have to also find the value of the function at the next endpoint. Okay, that is this 2. So what you'll get? 2 cube, which is equal to 8, right? So these 3 values you have. Okay, now from this you have to check which one is the greatest value and which one is the least value. Okay, so, and that will be what? The greatest value will be the absolute maximum and the least value will be the absolute minimum. Okay, so absolute minimum is what? Is minus 8. Okay, and absolute maximum is 8. Okay, so this is the answer for the problem 1 of 5. Now let us do the second problem. So that is fx equal to sin x plus cos x, and x belongs to closed 0 comma pi closed. Okay, now what is the first step? See, the function given is sin x plus cos x at what? X belong to 0 comma pi. Okay, so you have to put f prime of x equal to 0, and x is from 0 to pi. So this implies what? Derivative of fx is sin x plus cos x, and this is equal to 0. Okay, so which implies what? Derivative of sin x is cos x, and derivative of cos x is minus sin x, which is equal to 0. So this implies cos x is equal to, if you take minus sin x on the other side, you will get sin x, right? So you are getting cos x equal to sin x. So we can write it as sin x equal to cos x. That means what? If we take cos x on the other side, that means we are dividing by cos x on both sides. So we get what? Sin x divided by cos x equal to cos x divided by cos x. Okay, so sin by cos is 10, x equal to cos and cos gets cancelled, you will get 1. Now this x here belongs to where? 0 to pi. Okay, that is given. Okay, now what you have here is 10x is equal to 1. So you look at what? The concept of all silver teacup. Okay, so in the first quadrant you have all ratios positive, in the second quadrant you have sign positive, right? We have to only look at the first quadrant to the second quadrant. Why? Because this is 0 and this is pi. Okay, so the domain is that 0 to pi. So only first and second quadrant you have to look at. Now here all are positive. Okay, so 10 is positive here, and here sine is only positive, so cosec is positive, and all others are negative. So that means 10 is negative. But what we have here? We have 10 as positive. So this quadrant we should not look at only. Okay, we have to only look at the value of 10 in the first quadrant. Now in the first quadrant, when 10 is 1, tan of pi by 4 is 1, right? Tan of pi by 4 is 1. So tan x is equal to 1, which is equal to tan of pi by 4. Okay, and x belongs to 0 to pi. So that means tan x is equal to tan pi by 4. Okay, where x belongs to 0 to pi. So that means what? X is pi by 4. Okay, just operating tan inverse on both sides. Okay, or cancelling tan on both sides. Okay, that will work here. So now what you get is x equal to pi by 4 is a critical point. Now we have to check the function value at the critical point. So f of pi by 4, which is equal to sine of pi by 4 plus cos of pi by 4. Okay, sine of pi by 4 plus cos of pi by 4. So f of pi by 4 is what? Sine of pi by 4 is 1 by root 2 plus cos of pi by 4 is also 1 by root 2, right? And so which is what? 2 by root 2. Okay, and suppose we rationalize this here, what we get? 2 by root 2 multiplied by root 2 divided by root 2. Okay, so that means here if you look at 2 root 2 divided by 2, so that is root 2, right? So this is one value of the function at the critical point. Now we have to find the value of the function also at the end points. Okay, so f of 0 will be what? Sine of 0 plus cos of 0, right? So f of 0 is sine of 0 is 0 plus cos of 0 is 1, and so that is 1. Okay, so what you get? F of 0 is 1. This is the second value, right? And now we have to check the value of the function at pi, that is the right end point. So you will get sine pi plus cos pi. Sine pi, you know, it is 0 plus cos pi is minus 1. So that means 0 minus 1 you are getting. So which is minus 1? This is f of pi. So the third value is what? F pi equal to minus 1, right? So you got three values. Now out of these three values, you have to check which one is the absolute maximum and which one is the absolute minimum. Okay, we got f of pi by 4 as root 2 here. Okay, so these three values you have. Now what is the absolute maximum? Absolute maximum is the maximum value of the function. So that is root 2, right? So 1.41. 1.41 is what? 1 1s are 1, 1 4s are 4, 1 1s are 1 plus 4 1s are 4, 4 4s are 16, 4 1s are 4 plus 1 is 5 plus 4 1s are 1, I mean 1 1s are 1, 1 4s are 4, 1 1s are 1, 1 4 plus 4 is 8, 6 plus 1 7 plus 1 8, 9 and 1. Okay, yes. Okay, so 1.41 is the root of 2, right? So you can see that this 1.41 is greater than this one here. Okay, so this is the absolute maximum, and absolute minimum is what? Absolute minimum is minus 1, right? Okay, that was the solution of second problem. Now let us go to the third. Third is fx equal to 4x minus half square, I mean half x square, x belongs to minus 2 comma 9 by 2, right? The solution, you are given fx equal to 4x minus half square. Okay, now put f prime of x equal to 0. That is the first step. Now f prime of x means what? Derivative of fx equal to 0. Okay, so that means derivative of this 4x minus half x square equal to 0, right? So this means what? Derivative of 4x is 4 minus half multiplied by derivative of x square is 2x equal to 0, right? Then you will get 4 minus 2 and 2 gets cancelled, x equal to 0. So that means x is 4, right? So x equal to 4 is a critical point, right? Now what we have to do is check the function value at 4, that is the critical point. Now which is equal to what? 4 multiplied by 4 minus half multiplied by 4 square, okay? And f of 4 will be then 4 multiplied by 4 is 16 minus half multiplied by 16, so that is 16. 2 ones are 2, 2 8s are 16, so 16 minus 8, which is 8, okay? So f of 4 is 8, so one value we got, right? Now let us look at the second value will be what? At the first endpoint, so that is minus 2. So 4 of minus 2 minus half of minus 2 square, okay? So f of minus 2 is what? Minus 8 minus half multiplied by minus 2 square is 4. So what you get is minus 8, 2 ones are 2, 2 2s are 4, minus 2. So minus 8 minus 2 is minus 10. Okay, now the function value at the next endpoint, which is 9 by 2. So which is what? 4 multiplied by 9 by 2 minus half 9 by 2 the whole square, okay? So f of 9 by 2 is 2 ones are 2, 2 2s are 4, right? So we'll get 2 multiplied by 9 minus half multiplied by 9 square is 81 divided by 2 square is 4, okay? So f of 9 by 2 is what? 18, okay, minus 81, right, divided by 2 4s are 8. So f of 9 by 2 equal to, now you can multiply this 8 here, right? So 18 multiplied by 8 minus 81 divided by 8, okay? So now if you take 18 multiplied by 8, so what you'll get? 64. 8 ones are 8 plus 6 is 14. So what you are getting is 144 minus 81 divided by 8, right? So 144 minus 81 is what? 4 minus 1 is 3. 14 minus 8 is 6. So 63 divided by 8, okay? So these are the values that I am getting. F of 4 is 8, right? Then f of 2 is minus 10. Then f of 9 by 2 is what? 63 by 8, okay? Now if you look at 63 by 8, let us write it here, okay? I am getting the value as 63 by 8. Now let us write all the values that we have got. So f of 4 is what? 8. Then f of minus 2 is 10, minus 10. F of 9 by 2 is what? 63 by 8. Okay, these are the values. Okay, now from this we have to check which is the absolute maximum and which is the absolute minimum. Now for that you know this is 8 minus 10. What is 63 by 8? So let us divide. 8 7s are 56. Okay, now 63 minus 56 is 7. Okay, if you take 70 here, that means point you have to take. Okay, and 8 again, if you take 8s are right, 64. Now 6, so you are getting what, 7.8, right, which is less than 8. Okay, so the absolute maximum is what? It is 8, and absolute minimum is equal to minus 10. Okay, so that was the solution of the problem 3rd of 5th. Now let us go to the 4th. So fx is what? X minus 1 the whole square plus 3. X belongs to minus 3 comma 1. Okay, so you are given what? Fx equal to x minus 1 the whole square plus 3. Now put f prime of x equal to 0. Okay, so that means derivative of x minus 1 the whole square plus 3 is equal to 0. So now if you take the derivative of x minus 1 the whole square, you will get 2 times x minus 1, which is equal to 0. Okay, so if you divide by 2 on both sides, you will get x minus 1 equal to 0, and so x is equal to 1. Okay, so this is a critical point. So we have to check the value of the function at the critical point first. So f of 1, which is 1 minus 1 the whole square plus 3, which is equal to 0 square plus 3, so which is 3. Okay, 3 plus 0, that is 3. So what we get? F of 1 is 3. Okay, f of 1 is 3. Now we have to check f of minus 3. That is the first endpoint. Okay, so that is nothing but minus 3 minus 1 the whole square plus 3, so which is minus 4 square plus 3. Okay, and so f of minus 3 is minus 4 square is 16 plus 3, which is 19. Okay, so this is what you're getting, right? Now if we check the next value of the function, that is at the second endpoint, so f of 1 is what? 1 minus 1 the whole square plus 3. So f of 1 is 1 minus 1 is 0 square. Okay, 1 minus 1 the whole square is 0 square plus 3, right? So which is equal to 3. So f of 1 we get it as 3. Okay, which is the same equation here, right? So what is the absolute maximum? Absolute maximum is 19. Okay, so absolute maximum is 19, and absolute minimum is 3. Okay, absolute maximum is 19, absolute minimum is 3. So that was the 4th problem of the 5th. So that's it in the video, guys. If you have liked my video, then please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.